table 3. Greg Siegel, Jake McCartney, table 4. Brent Hampton, Andy Barton, table 5. Chris Beagley, Shane Faulkner, table 6. Steve Woods, Alex Kingsbury, table 8. Matt Diatschenko, Jamie Stevens, table 11. Beau Young, Matthew Curwood, table 12. Chris Davis, Peter Butterworth, table 13. Mick Norton, Mark Bradley, table 14. Ben Noonan, Scott Henderson, table 15. Manda Rangankar, Chris Snare, table 16. Calvin Lee,
that guy again.
Calvin Lee, Alec Alvarez, table 17. Damian Smith, Dave Ewing, table 18. Good luck.
Hey, I had a hit yesterday morning, Jamie, and left my cue here.
Did you?
I opened my case up and I only had one cue in there, the breaking, the stud breaking cue, the good cue wasn't there. It was out the back.
Yeah.
Morning, everyone. As just reminded that the block warning is still in place. Thank you.
welcome to day 4. We have today's program this morning. We've got the open singles. So on our screens here we've got Matty Diatschenko and Jamie Stevens and Matty Curwood. Not sure whether those scores are up to date or not. I've just come in, but yeah, probably just the first one. So I just have James Stevens finishing off there. I'm not quite sure how many shots were played, but has some catch up. You know, Matty Curwood on reds. So it's a pretty difficult red here. I don't know whether it's going to go inside the black or it's going to push it up the top. It does. That's a nice job out there. So let's progress the black very nicely. Should finish off this here. So there's 2 sessions this morning. There's a 9 AM and then 10. So matches 1 to 16 is on the road now. 10:15 we've got matches 17 to 32. And 11:30 through till 3 PM we've got the singles. That's a bit of an early start for some of them, but that's what you get when you come to nationals. So we've got Beau to break here from Queensland. I've never seen Beau play before, so this will be a bit of a learning curve for me to see how he goes about it. It's a good start right off the break. Good. Just that one in the middle of the table there. Maybe he's going to use a difficult ball, but he's looking at yellows. And taking yellows. Depending on how he goes about this and the pace of the table, he's probably going to look at the out hand. He doesn't really want to give Matty a sniff. Probably taking a little bit too far, but at least he can come off that red that's second out from the side rail and stun it on that and just push the others about. It was a fairly easy pot. Don't know whether he's got some nerves or a bit too early in the day for him, but that should have actually been, that yellow should have dropped. See what Matty Curwood can manufacture here. Looks like he's going to just kick these out and play a little bit safe to start off with. Yeah, that's a good result. Beau's got 1 pot on, and it's going to be pretty difficult up the rail there, just coming over the bottom rail. Meanwhile, Matty's at the table and just seeing which is the best way for him to go. Again, Hall is he going to be on?
All right, son.
It was actually a bad result for Beau. He's tied up that red there from Matty. I'd imagine Matt's probably going to play that top red on the rail and just close that pocket in. Or is he looking for an extraction here? Yeah, that's a good result. Another lesson for everybody that early in the frame, if you do have a ball that's not on, try and get it into play. And what he's actually done now is taken control of that pocket up there. And Beau says, well, anything you can do, I'm going to do as well. So he's just going to try and not give Matt a shot here. Again, that's a pretty good result. Matty's got a couple of options if he just wants to nudge that red in a little bit more into the corner. Or is he looking at the double? No. He's looking at the long ball down to this bottom right. We tried to force a little bit too much and lost some control. Beau can clear a couple here. Whether he's going to try, and that's not a good result for him. He got just a little bit of a flick off that red. So the way that Matty goes about his job, you'd pretty much say that he'll go out here. Meanwhile, his fellow Victorian and Ballaratian, Jamie Stevens, looking at possibly going out here. Yeah, he's looking to extract the black out pretty much straight away. Yeah, that's a good shot, Jamie. Left himself a little bit ugly. It's very potable, but he's got a bridge over the red. See him shaking his head there. But at least he's freed the black. Now it's just a matter of his transition on how he works with this. Meanwhile, Matty's just taking them as they come. He's not doing anything outrageous or silly, anything like that. He's just playing the balls as they lie, just letting the white ball naturally run on a little bit. So it's bottom right, and then the last ball into the bottom left-hand pocket, and he's got the black in pretty much the two centres. Or he might flick that in, run through, or flick it in, stun it, and put the black into the same pocket that he's aiming for now. He's got many choices. Unfortunately for Beau, he goes down 0-2. Just one mistake. A little bit unlucky with that, but you don't want to give Matty Curwood the chance. He's going to pounce all over it and punish you every time that he can. Jamie didn't quite get onto that. He wanted to stun it back out again. Yeah, so Jamie would have been filthy with himself there, not getting the ideal position onto his last yellow. As you can see, he's missed that, and Matty's got a bit of a chance here now. He might just run this down and try and snooker him. Yeah, which is what he's going to do. It's going to be very difficult for Jamie. He's only got a short path to travel off one cushion. So this should be quite easy to get out of. It's just a matter of where he finishes up with the white. And he's fouled that. He didn't take his time like he normally does. He sort of thought, well, yep, this is pretty easy. And again, in this situation, if you do relax a little bit, you can tend to not achieve the result that you're after. So Matty's made the long ball. Looks like he's going to try and run through and get that red off the bottom rail. Or it'll be his next ball. I think he wanted a little bit less of an angle on that, but it gives him the opportunity to kick the red back up off the table. Yeah, and he's looking at that last red to play into the bottom right. So even if he does jaw out a little bit on this, he's going to be sitting pretty on that red that's towards the middle of the table. It should be fairly easy to navigate around that. Oh, that's just made things a little bit different. Looks like he's going to back himself here. The thing is, you can't give a guy like Jamie Stevens the chance to come back to the table and be having enough room to make some pots. He's looking at the double, and he's going to take it on by the looks of things. Not the result that he would have wanted, but at least he's made it a difficult shot. And I'm not sure whether that's rocked onto with Matty Curwood. I'm not sure whether that's actually rocked onto the... No, it must have. Only just made the cushion, that one. Oh, that's a good shot, solid. Yeah, he's finished up nicely on there, and then he's going to have the double into the bottom right. Probably prefer to not be on the cushion, but that's where he is. And that's not the result he was looking for, obviously. Still even with two shots here, Matty's going to try and maybe come off that knuckle, but then if he overhits it, he may even snooker himself or not give himself a direct pot. Yeah, he's checking out the face cut double, which with two shots, this isn't, that's not a bad option. cushion to go. Yeah, you can see he was in two minds there. That's probably why he's finished up where he is. Now this has to go. Yep, and that's a good shot. So 1-1 on the table. You can see Matty Curwood's just deliberately fouled there. He's played the black, taken it off the cushion, and popped it down this end of the table because he's actually in control of his pocket. And with the black being there, it means that Beau is going to have to do something a little bit special to clear this and actually get down onto the black. And unfortunately, he's missed that. He's filthy. So Matty should be able to clean up here quite easily now. He can take these balls either way. Just getting the pace right, so we'll either screw this back or run it off this, take the white ball off the left-hand rail. Back out into the middle, probably where that chalk mark is, in the middle of the table, and then he's got an easy black into this bottom right.
Hey, Travis.
So that's 3-zip to Matt. Joined by Travis Crawley. Morning, Trav. He's just getting his headgear on. Round the wrong way. We'll get there. Morning, Trav.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm going okay.
That's good. How's the event been so far for you? You had a big win over the Vicks yesterday.
We did. I think the Vicks are an up-and-coming team, and I think they've got a lot of potential in the coming years. So, no, it was certainly a surprise win for us, but our boys really stuck together and grinded it out. So what do we got here? We got Beau and Matty,
Yep.
Matt and Jamie.
Yeah, so far with Beau and Matt's game, Beau's had some opportunities he hasn't actually taken care of, and Matty's punished him as he normally does. And between big fella Matt and Jamie, it's obviously 1-1. It's been a bit of a arm wrestle with both of them, so a little bit of pressure out there. Do you know much about Beau Young?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about Matty. He's got that he's got the look about him at the moment that he's in full control of that match.
Yeah, he won the Victorian singles title, beat Benny in the final, and to make his way into the team, and he just dominated. He's been talking to Mark, his dad, and he's been spending a lot of time on the table and mainly snooker. He hadn't been playing a lot of 8 ball.
Yeah, I've been speaking to his dad about caught up with his dad recently, and he says he's really keen on the snooker. That certainly helps your queuing for this game.
He's just got great composure. He's very controlled. He doesn't seem to let things bother him.
Well, that's something he's worked on, because earlier on, even though he was a super talent, that was probably his one weakness. Coming through as a junior, he knew he was a talent, but sometimes he got upset with himself too much, and the few times I saw him growing up, you could just tell he was a talent. So one big chance he got was when he started upset himself.
Yeah, and you still see that nowadays with players that have been around for a long time that their shot doesn't quite come off, and they get narky at themselves, and they tend to drop away a little bit. They don't do anything. They don't do any favours for themselves. I actually see it as a waste of good energy. Because what you're doing is you're taking away the good components, and your game starts to suffer for it into your head. That was only a good shot off the red. Unfortunately, didn't work out for Jamie. He's still in control here, even though he's got 6 balls left on the table.
Yeah, he's up against Matty from NT, and I know Matty quite well. He's travelled to the US a few times, played in some of the big comps. He's come to big guns. He's improved out of sight the last 3 or 4 years. So, which is handy for the territory to get a bit more consistency in their ranks.
That's a good shot to get that dead off the dead red yellow off the rail and come up with the snooker.
He's in a world of hurt here. This is he just really needs Jamie to make a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Jamie's here to make mistakes. He's missed out on the state side first time in a while, and he's actually managing the Victorian Open side, and I think he wants to sort of redeem himself a little bit in the singles. So I know he'll be going hard for wins. On the back of his win from Berry, which was I watched that match in its entirety, and that was probably the best that I've ever seen him playing.
He's a very dangerous player over the short race. I mean, he's still very good over a long race, but the short race he's right in any tournament against anyone.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good result for Matt. Got out of the snooker. Yeah.
Jamie's real impressed with that.
Yeah.
And he's left his red central, so it's...
Yeah. Well, that's... what do you think he's going to do here? Just slightly glance off that yellow that he's next to and come down to this bottom right?
He might just... It's either that or he'll just deliberately just play this ball down the bottom, off the rail.
Yeah, well, he's looking at it.
I'd rather not slide off that yellow, because then you can risk running into the jaw of the middle.
Yeah.
And pop straight out for the red. So they're not timing today? No times today. Okay.
No, which is a little bit unfortunate. That's a bed bug of mine. It's one of the things when you do have these sorts of tournaments on that, this, particularly in the live streaming anyway, that they can take a fair amount of time to play their shots. But yet in the teams events, they're all umpired and timed, and that's when you start really seeing some players make mistakes because they're under the pump a little bit more.
Look, even a shot like that Matty from NT played, like Jamie's walked to the table and didn't expect to be there, so if he had a 40-second clock on him, all of a sudden the pressure's right on.
That's right.
Because he's his frame of mind he's in, he's absolutely flowing and is about to win. All of a sudden he's in a position he wasn't even expecting to be in.
So you're a fan of timing?
Oh, I love it. 2020 is a great concept.
And Matty's missed that altogether.
Well, that should be curtains for this frame.
It should be.
I think Jamie's just got to not overthink this. He's just got to.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's where he falls into a few holes, but he overthinks it sometimes, and it's really just all there.
Yeah.
You know, on a practice table, you'd knock these down under a minute.
Yeah, so this should be a natural progression for him, shouldn't it? He's not going to have to do much with the white ball, just push it around.
Well, this is really the only. Just pop back out for the yellow. Bit short.
But he's got two other options there. He's got the one in the middle and this other one down in the bottom right. So I don't think it's going to be terribly hard for him to pop this one in the centre and then get back up onto that one on the balk.
Yep. And we got Beau Young just jaw snooking himself in the. I think it's Matty Curwood.
Oh wow.
I actually wasn't watching that one. I didn't see the shot before that.
No, neither did I.
Hey Lee.
And how are you finding the table? Pretty slick?
Well, I only just got in last night, so I just had a hit this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they seem fine.
Everyone was saying on the first 2 days that they were really fast. And talking to Butters, and he said, well, it's quite warm in here, and so the slate's got a little bit of temperature in them, and they tend to run a lot faster when they've got a warmer slate. So yeah, everyone's been commenting, and particularly the four here on the streaming tables, because they're all brand new, and but they're all very fast. So
has anyone raised a concern about the lighting on these four?
Not that I know of.
Because I walked in last night, and the first thing I noticed was that they're quite dark.
Yeah, I don't believe so. I suppose the tournament director would have that information, but
Yeah, I'd almost be inclined to take off the covers and let the light.
you think they're a bit narrow?
Well, I just think it's a dark table.
So you're here for the duration, you're in for the team now?
Probably just here for a bit of a cameo. Work unfortunately takes precedence, and it's still good to get down here.
Well, there's a lot of new faces made state sides this year, so a couple of boys in Queensland. Victoria's got 4.
It's good. It's good to see new people coming through, and I know every time new people come to nationals, they pencil it in for the next year. They want to come back.
Oh yeah,
they just absolutely love it. It's a great experience.
And then you get guys that have been coming for 20 years and they're still as keen as
it's
mustard.
It's just a great trip. great pool, catch up with everybody, especially with a venue like the Commercial Club here in Albury. It's such a great atmosphere, great facility. So Matty Curwood's in full control of this match. From what I've seen, he's not going to have much trouble with it. And I think Matty Diatschenko and Jamie Stevens, that could turn into an arm wrestle. I think neither are doing anything brilliant. So.
No. Well, Matty Diatschenko's just missed the plant into the middle there, and pretty much left Jamie. It was an open table. Wow. So he's potted it off the break and taken yellows and missed. So Jamie's and all those yellows are looking good too.
Oh, it's a very open table. Good shot there by Jamie. Shouldn't have much problem finishing this table off. Yeah, big error from Matty D. It was a fairly easy table. Would have been a real good opportunity for him to level up with Jamie Stevens. He's to leave him off the hook a little bit here. I don't think Jamie Stevens is mapping this pot out all that confidently.
No,
he's doing it hard. Look, he'll probably still do it, but he seems to be struggling. So there's a lot of white ball movement there. This from the start. This was almost a
pretty easy
five or six stun shots.
Yeah. Yeah. His shirt went close to that red. Yeah, I've seen him make some clearances a lot quicker, but he seemed, even a couple of the earlier frames, he seemed to be second guessing himself, and yeah, just not being sure. But it's a funny game. I mean, he might have slept a little bit funny last night, or you know, got something on his mind. I know he's under the pump with work as well, and pretty much when he's not playing or managing, he's on his phone trying to fix things up for work. So those sorts of things don't help.
No. Well, he got there in the end.
Yeah.
Wasn't all that convincing, but
yeah, so it's really just a matter of now of whether Matty Diatschenko can start thinking a little bit more positive and having some impact.
Matty Curwood's done a couple of doubles in this pot out. He's the arm's just flowing beautifully. He's not under a lot of pressure, being 4-0 up.
So what do you think? He's going to take this top right, middle, then this other ball down to the bottom right, and then pretty much double the black into the centre?
Well, the way he's doubling, I don't think the black's a problem.
No.
So obviously you can knock in that last yellow and have a nice easy double back to the middle. So it's, I think that's probably what he's looking at.
Jamie comes up dry, dumps the white.
Oh, and the yellows are absolutely sweet.
Sweet, yeah, they are, aren't they? Now this is one that Matty Diatschenko should make. So let's just see how his confidence is.
Yep. Oh, he had 2 shots. I wonder if he was doubling with confidence.
Oh, there you go.
It's easy.
Oh, that's a hammering.
Yep.
No, Rach? That's an absolute hammering.
Hey, Rachel. If he takes his cannon out of the middle, it's over. He's really got to take it on. This is not that hard. I've just had a look at the angle. He's just, probably because he missed the last one in the previous frame. He's having second thoughts, but it's definitely the shot.
Yeah, I commentated the NT game yesterday, and it was the first time I'd seen Matt play, and he probably wasted a few opportunities there as well. So he's team captain and the team manager, so he's got the 2 roles to do, and whether today helps free him up a little bit, that he doesn't need to worry about those 2 roles.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but that's not an ideal position there for him. He may want to have been a little bit straighter on that.
Yeah, look, he's probably going to lose his shape on that yellow in the middle, unless he just bumps into the red. But
Yeah.
no, he's just got to stuff it and get down here and sort these other ones out first. Okay, bumped into that, so that's fine. So he rolls one in the middle, and he takes that. Then he's got to get that yellow in the bottom right corner to get some shape on these other 2 yellows in the middle. Well, this is the money shot.
Yeah, so he's going to try and have to stun across to take.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of margin for error in the shot. You've got so much room to land to have options for these 2 yellows. And then, of course, you've got the yellow in the middle if you really stuff it. So, well,
he's still on this bottom yellow into the middle, but he's not making it work easy for
Easy.
himself. He was very aggressive on that. Not quite sure what he was trying to do.
well, he's got to knock this in with the same confidence.
The only thing he has done is out of that is opened up those 2 reds for Jamie.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's
shot.
it, yeah. So you got the yellow in the middle now.
Yeah, and then the other one, bottom right, run through for the black.
Just don't leave yourself on the rail.
No. When I first started playing competition pool, Jack Halligan, that's not ideal. Yeah, Jack came down and went through a few things, and someone asked him about playing, or about practicing shots off the rail, and he said, never practice them. I said, why? And he said, because blokes like me never finish up on the rail.
Jack Halligan wouldn't have said something like that. Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, it's a good result.
Well, he got there in the end.
Yeah. Yeah, made it a little bit difficult for himself. At least he's got another one on the board.
Yeah. Well, that'll fill him with a bit of confidence, I think. There's tables finishing around the room. So
Yeah, there's some of them actually finished quite quickly. Butters is. Over in the corner there. Can't see who he's playing. Or whether he's finished and just observing.
Yeah, we got Jake McCartney on one of the outside tables. Justin Sage. We had Benny Noonan.
Oh yeah, Peter's just waiting for the guy to come back from the toilet break. So yeah, well, Benny's finished.
Benny's finished. We got.
I'm not sure what the result was there. Hopefully they've
Dave Ewing, Lkhagvajantstan, all on the outside courts. It's good to see.
Well, no doubt they'll be in the inner sanctum a bit later. Just,
good to see Jake McCartney wearing a green umpire shirt, I think it is, or an AEBF shirt.
Well,
I'm sure the Tasmanians like him wearing the green shirt.
Yeah, well, I had the unfortunate pleasure of having them all stay with me last night, and well, Benny's actually he didn't bring a shirt, so he's actually got one of mine, and Jake got up here. He actually wore a black collared shirt, and they obviously said to him, not good enough. So that's why he's wearing the club colours. Jake's fresh from a bit of a win in Melbourne last weekend over at Barrett.
What was that?
That was the Black Bull Royale.
Oh, okay. Did anyone go to that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He took care of Justin in the semi-final 5-zip. So he's hitting the ball extremely well at the moment, is the old Jakey.
And he's been doing his trips to England for the Supreme Series events, and he's certainly not disgracing himself. He's getting some great results over there.
Yeah.
It's a pity it's so far to travel for all those events.
Yeah, we actually missed the last one because he'd been crook. So, which he was pretty devastated with, but pretty much where there's some cash comps around, you'll see him now. So he's got one more. Well, he's actually off to Cyprus in a couple of weeks' time, and then from there he's got. I think it's the last Supreme round.
Yeah, that Supreme Series, the players in that are just ridiculous.
They are, aren't they?
Every match is just so hard.
It's just another level.
It's got to be the toughest tournaments in April. You just look at the matchups from round one. It's just they should be semi-final matches or grand final matches.
Yeah.
So there's nowhere to hide.
No.
So the guys who do get through and win those events, they're just freaks.
And I know how much time Jake puts on, because he's got his own Supreme table. I know how much time he puts on there, and he said trying to get used to it. It's crazy. It took him 6 months to pretty much figure out just the run of the cloth and the cushions. So
yeah, look, ordinarily Jake's a world-class player, but to play on those tables, those guys are, to achieve in those events, precision is a must.
Oh yeah.
So to be really damn good is just not good enough. You do need the time on the tables to know how they play, learn the pace, the reaction of the cushions, etc.
Have you played on any?
Yeah, I've played on them, and we had them in at the World Championships.
Oh, okay.
So That's why the Aussies always take a little bit to get going at the Worlds, because it's, you know, you got to adjust to those tables. And, but I like them. I really like the tables.
Yeah. Do you? That's one thing that. Another thing that sort of really cheeses me is that you can go from one venue to another, and their tables are totally different. They're different size, slightly different cuts of pockets, different cloths. Whereas your snooker and your billiards, you pretty much go from one venue to another, and they're given that the local conditions are a little bit different, but at least you know you're going in to play on a table that's got cut pocket, the same cut pockets, same cloth, pretty much, which is great. But unfortunately, in 8-ball, you know, we've running JR's tables here, and then for world titles, you're on something totally different.
Yeah.
There's just no consistency.
Oh, look, that's because obviously we got CLNS sponsoring Australian 8-ball with their own brand and their own the Australian style table, and then you got Supreme over in the UK sponsoring obviously the Supreme Series plus the World Championships. It's, that's the problem that's going to remain.
Yeah, well, Matty should make this 3-all.
No, he's on the rail. I think these aren't ideal, these shots. You got to cue well. These are very missable, these shots. And he's just taking his medicine and rolled it in, and he's
yeah. Look, he's certainly playing a little bit more confidently than he did in the first couple of frames. So at least he hasn't laid down and died. He's
look, the arm wrestle. The arm wrestle is eventuating. So.
It is, yeah. They both got some reasonable guns on them, so it'd be interesting if they actually did get down on the table and arm wrestle too. So
a couple of fair specimens out there.
Yeah, I think Jamie's just gone back into the gym again.
Just got Dan sitting next to me playing with the computer. Dan, I was reading those figures. Is it true once I started commentating we got up to 2,000 viewers?
How many have we got?
They went from 37 to 2,060. So
where's the viewers?
It's disappeared now.
Oh, okay.
It's disappeared.
Well, it was like with Big Guns, I commentated there for a while, and then started getting a couple of the players as they were coming off. And as soon as I got Justin Sage on there, Karen saw it, and she's just gone bang.
Oh. That's Justin's biggest fan.
Yeah, I
his
know.
mum.
Yeah, and look, it's actually great to see that she does support him that much.
Absolutely. Oh, there's the comments over there. Cheryl Knopfler's watching. Good morning, Cheryl. Okay. Didn't realise we'd running commentary on with the viewers. So. Yeah, we've got Georgie's commented that it'll be interesting if and when Worlds are moved, which they will be moved, to a different country, what tables would be used. Would we use JR tables in Australia? That's very simple to answer because the Worlds are sponsored by Supreme, and the World titles would be using Supreme tables. So if the Worlds come to Australia, so would the tables.
But those with the sponsorship with WPF, they can actually change on a yearly basis. So not necessarily that the Supremes would maybe even think of bringing them to Australia. They might go, oh no, we don't want to do that this year or something. So so they're always up for up for regrabs, so they do that on a yearly basis.
Well, believe me, if the world titles were played here, I'd love to use our table.
Look, and really, it should be up to the host nation, I believe.
Oh, look, it's got to depend on who's sponsoring the world body. And,
Oh yeah.
And look, obviously, if the sponsor wants to pay up and get the tables over here, well, magnificent. But
Well, I even believe with the change in the body over there now that there's going to be a little bit more transparent, and maybe there might be a few doors open for other people to get their noses in.
oh, look, yeah, I think this is there's been a fantastic period since the world titles, and a lot of positivities coming out of World 8 Ball pool. A lot of the players that were blacklisted were ostracised. Are showing a lot of interest in participating at next year's World Championships. Like players like Chris Melling, Darren Appleton, that sort of player.
Yeah.
A lot of the players you see in the Supreme Series. It's just to have all the players of that sort of level would be just magnificent.
Well, it's a world title, so you should have the best of the best there. Otherwise, it's and it's no disrespect to the people that do go and play, but you really want to see, the stars out there.
Yeah.
Going head to head. So, but yeah, look, Lee Kendall. I've sort of had a little bit to do with him over the last couple of months, and he just works tirelessly. He actually went on holidays, and he was still working on sponsors and bits and pieces and everything like that. So,
yeah, a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes with Lee, and he's doing a magnificent job.
And he seems to be a very popular choice as well.
He's such a level-headed individual who just knows what's right and wrong. And I spoke to Lee quite at length when I was in the World Championships, and the passion is very much alive within him. The passion he had as one of the best players in the world has certainly passed on with the same sort of drive as an administrator.
And it's actually good to see the top level players coming into the administration side of things as well. Generally, it's the it's the lesser skilled players that do the administration, so there's got to be a way to get the top line players into the administration and the promotion side of things.
Yep, no, it certainly helps. Roger Harmon. Matty hasn't played yet.
Matty's on the second group.
He's a 10-15 session
or something, I think.
So an opportunity here for Matt, or Matty D, as we call him in the territory.
And that opportunity's just gone begging. Still not going to be easy. He's got to try and negotiate around that yellow that's on the ball.
I think he can draw it back to the centre of the table quite easily. Well, it wiped his feet, but it went in.
Yeah, good call. So that top left red will be his last one, so then he can transition down to the black on the bottom, do you think?
Yeah, but you still got to get on it nicely because that yellow's still a little bit in the way.
Yeah, but if he's looking at that, if he finishes up on the balk side of that, then he's pretty much got a stun down the table for the black. This is the way that I'd be looking at it.
He might have got a kick there.
everyone agrees that Jamie just got a kick.
So, oh, it's an important frame. This will take someone to the hill. So, if like Matty's balls are all out open, so this is it's going to be over pretty soon. That's a good shot. Got a nice angle there to.
So we'll come off 2 rails.
Oh, look, I think he'll just come on with one with a bit of running side and pick the gap between those yellows. There. See, he's rolling the dice there, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it looked like he was actually going to try and 2-rail it and come off the bottom left-hand rail and pretty much sit where that yellow is that he kicked into there. So let's just see what his mind frame.
Tricky little shot. Anyone else?
Anyone else? Yeah, the New South Wales girls are coming in and wanting kisses off the dynamic duo. Yeah.
I didn't know commentators attracted all the chicks.
Oh mate,
I'm going to sit here all week.
It's done my reputation wonders. No, not really.
So Matty, a great opportunity here to get to the hill. Not a great shot. This game's going 4-all. I don't care who wins this frame. This is going hill this match.
Well, neither of them are sparkling.
No.
Neither of them are standing up to say I'm going to take this by the neck. But yeah. Although I do believe it would have been a totally different result if they had had the clock going.
Yes. Would have been 4-all already.
Actually, it probably would have been 5-all. Okay, so he's transitioning around there fairly well onto onto this bottom yellow.
Come on, solid.
And so this should be Jamie's. He's not real happy with it, but it's potable. Not sure how far the black is off the cushion there. Probably going to have to pay a little bit of left-hand side.
Oh, I think it's clippable. I think he's just got to watch the top corner, the in-off, I think.
Yeah. Looks like he's playing a little bit of side on it.
Well, he's overhit it. He's overcut that.
He'd make that 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, he's not hitting them as good as he usually can. Karen Sage is on board. Good morning,
Men's
Karen.
singles, round 2. Matt Power, Jason Tsenguun, table 1. Please come pick up your slip and your tablet. William Cossack,
George,
Travis
yes.
Corley, table 2.
Yes, George, the world titles are back in Black
Glenn
next year
O'Connell,
for
table
1 more
5.
year. And it's been
Alex
the world
Pace.
titles for 2021 are being tendered.
Malarkey McNeil,
Tenders for the
table
world
7.
titles, I believe, shut 31st of
Jasely
December.
Dimmer, Nick Young, table 12. Brett Broderick, Simon Naker, table 14.
And that's me leaving. I've just been called up. So
Brent Reed, Larry Cavallo,
We
table
got Amy
15.
Firkin standing behind us, and she's just said no. She didn't even know what I was going to ask her.
So, see you later, viewers.
No, I was
Damien
gonna say, can you do
Elmy,
me a favour and
Dave
give me a
Barker, table 18. Good luck.
Right, so Trav's off to play. So, Len Connell just give me the finger. Someone's whacked the camera. It's no good. So Travis has gone off to play. He's actually going to be on one of the streaming tables, so you'll be able to watch him. Move this slide over so I can see the see the comments. Yeah, Michael, I just didn't see your commenter there, and I'm quite sure you are missing the titles. There's probably a few new faces here that you haven't come across before. Apparently there's some debutantes in quite a few of the teams, so but it's another cracker so far. Peter Butterworth, just seen him and he's given me the thumbs up, so he's ventured through to the next one, as you'd expect. So Jamie's just stalking around here. Trying to put a stamp on this, and he's not playing as positively as he can. Doing it a bit tough.
Daniel 4, Bronson Blackmore, table 13. Please pick up your slip and tablet.
Oh, thanks, Ames. That's right. Amy is stepping up to the plate. She's just going to give Trav his drink. Good morning, Ames. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you, Andy. How are you?
Oh, look, I'm wonderful after last night. I had some pests in my room for the duration, but...
Would they be pool player pests?
Well, there's two of them that are extremely good pool players. The other two, one's just a general pest that plays pool.
Yep.
And the other one is a pest of a pool player. So we had the whole lot. So it was like daddy daycare.
Oh, well, lucky you.
Oh, look, it's made my week. It made my year, actually.
Perfect.
So...
what more do you want from Nationals?
Well, that's exactly right. Well, it's a little bit different for me this year. I managed the Masters last year, and this year I'm just up here to do a little bit of commentating and help out where I can and enjoy the atmosphere and catch up with a few old faces. So, yeah, it's been good so far.
Well, this is my first time in the commentary box, so take it easy on me and don't expect too much from me.
Well, you can prattle on about how your guys are going and where you see the game, and maybe you played some world titles.
I did.
And the change that's sort of happening there, everything like that. So no one's going to have a crack at you about anything. You just let it out.
Oh, I've seen some of the comments that come through on these feeds.
Yeah.
I'm a bit nervous to talk randomly.
No, it's the way
They're all
it
good.
goes,
They're all good.
So,
What do we reckon? Is Jamie going to go out here?
well, look,
Take it to the hill?
he should, but he's not. He's hasn't been playing all that confidently. This game has been a real arm wrestle.
Pulled up a bit short there.
Yeah, he's on that bit skinny. So, look, both of these guys, they've been playing they haven't been sure of themselves. They haven't been really playing positive pool. And this is actually the last match going from the first session. So, yeah, look, that's
Another tricky shot on the black.
yeah. He's got good cover with that red down near the nameplate. That's probably going to stop the white ball from sliding in. But that's nice. He's
Hill, just like Trav called.
yep, exactly. Trav, you're a genius.
Yep.
We're not telling you that, but you are.
He's out of earshot, he won't know.
Yep.
So the first round is race to 5?
Correct. Yes.
Sorry, it's the second round, isn't
See,
it?
there's second round. Yeah. So there was some played through last night. So second round of 5.
So when do they start going
Come on, solid.
in race?
I think it's best of 7 the next round.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Come on, solid. Just win.
Okay, so Jamie's to break.
he hasn't been breaking all that well. It's funny. When he
He's
was-
got one off the break. Let's see if he's landed nice.
Yeah. Look, reds are all there. Reds are great.
Yep.
It's just a matter of how he takes them. So whether he wants to. Yep. Trav's just checking that it's 4 all.
And we're still not going to tell him that we've just called him a genius over the commentary box.
No, his head's big enough as it is.
Yeah.
He's played that alright. He's giving himself a little bit of a handicap over that yellow, but there's no reason why he shouldn't run this out. Actually, just transitioning on this bottom ball on the rail is maybe going to be his problem. I'd say he'd leave that till last, so then he's going to have the black into that right centre.
Yep.
But
So on this other table now, you've got Jasely Diamond and Nick Young, just starting off their first match.
And Nick Young is hitting the ball extremely well. He's actually a class act. Very good to watch. Very
I've not really
controlled.
seen much of Nick Young play, to be fair. Obviously not being in Victoria. But I was watching some of the boys play yesterday. I umpired the New South Wales and Victorian men's team match. And from both sides, really, it was just phenomenal play.
Men singles.
The two umpires that were there, myself and Lisa Garvey, we said it's so easy to umpire some of the men's games. It was over in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Please correct your match
A couple of
and your
master
tablet.
breaks, master
Thank
shots.
you.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, so Jamie's looking at taking this red off the yellow down to the bottom left, and then he wants to be a little bit high on that red in the middle, so then he can actually stun down to the bottom one. So he's yeah, that's a great shot.
Left himself a nice angle to get down.
So he'll just stun this down and have that red. This is actually the most attacking frame
Really?
so far between these two.
Okay.
They've been very, very patchy. It's no disrespect. I mean, they've come up first.
Essentially, when it gets to 4-all, it's like a one frame pool game, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
A bit like in teams event, you've got no choice but to
exactly.
stamp your mark.
Yeah, well, Jamie's couldn't have asked for a better spot than that, so that'll give him a lot of confidence. I think Matty's going to walk away and rue some chances that he had that he could have taken the match away, but Jamie will be very, very relieved with this.
Yeah.
At least he didn't get narky on himself, which he tends to do. So Jamie Stevens goes through to the next round.
Yes, mate.
Well done, Jamie. I'm going to be a little bit parochial here and say, go Vix.
And singles on table 6.
A little bit biased there.
Sid Scott. Michael Hayes. Table 6.
So Nick's already taken the first frame.
Yeah.
Quite confidently, he's now back at the table. Looks like he's got a couple of tricky shots to break out those yellows, but what do I know?
No, look, Nick's not only just talented with how he pots balls and position, but his thought process as well. And he's had no reason so far to get down on himself. You know, get a little bit crappy. So he couldn't see a lot of ways to pot that yellow and then transition
move forward,
around.
yeah.
So he's just gone for the safety.
Yep.
Which a lot of players wouldn't do. They'd go, I'll just knock this in and just knock that in. But
there's a bit of skill into knowing when to pull up and when to attack.
And you see it a lot in just in our regular competitions in Melbourne that guys or girls see that there's they can run 5 or 6 balls and then there's the ball left on a cushion somewhere that is going to be pretty difficult to get to, and they don't think about it until it's too late.
Until it's too late, yep.
And in some of our divisions, you've actually got captain call-ins.
Okay.
So you've got one captain call-in per frame, and the players generally call the captain in when they're absolutely knackered.
Yep.
They've got no options whatsoever, and they're expecting the captain to come up with this miraculous idea and know that their skills are, out of this world to try and do it. So you're right there. It's a case of like poker, hold them or fold them. So and the very good players can do it well, but the majority, you'd be looking at probably 95% of the players that just don't know how to do that. They just don't have that mindset.
Yep.
So so your player profile for the Nationals, what did you put down?
And singles.
How long have you been playing?
Around 16 years. I started playing when I was 14, just in the local pub.
Table 17.
Just in the
Table
local pub,
11.
little club team.
Ziggy.
And then I got conned
And
into
Cale
going
Barrett.
to play for my county,
Table 11.
which I turned up, played a
Please
couple of
contact
games
the
and never
front desk to
left.
collect your match
Didn't have to go
slips
through the
and your
trial
tablets.
process, so
Thank you.
it worked quite well. Obviously played a lot of 2-shot back in England when I lived there. Moved over here 6 years ago, and it was tough to try and get back into the 2-shot scene, living in Sydney. Obviously, as you know, there's not a lot of 2-shot in Sydney.
No.
In fact, there's none. So, just got my hand back in playing the American pool, which is a completely different game in my opinion. But
And what brought you to Australia?
just work opportunities with my partner at the time.
Right.
So yeah, that brought us over.
Okay.
Straight instant permanent residency, instant citizenship. Got in contact. One of my friends back home knew Gov, Karen Winter from when she used to play for London.
Yep.
So she put me in contact with Gov, and then Gov put me in contact with Travis Crawley, and here we are.
And have you got any advice for any of the ladies around that want to look at taking that next step?
Just be confident and find somewhere local to you where you can play. Obviously, as I say, in Sydney, if there's anyone listening from Sydney, which there might be a couple, I'm not sure. Speak to some of the guys, like Jamie Walker's here. He's new to the scene. Speak to Justin, say it, Sean, myself. We can try and help you out in that way. But yeah, be confident and just take any opportunity you can to play.
Yeah.
Because the more you play, the better you're going to get. So there's quite a few people you can talk to get yourself in the scene. Just start small, work forward.
Yeah, it's a good shot by Nick.
Yeah, just promoted the black slightly,
Yeah.
giving himself a better shot.
He'll be able to take this bottom yellow here. He's going to want to go up past the centre. So he's got a bit of an angle for that last yellow in, so flick around and
Come
then
back
he's going
round.
to take the pretty easy shot of the black into that left hand.
That's not mine. Apologies for any interference there was. Andy Urquhart's just been told to put his phone away. You're in trouble once again.
Under a bus, that's okay.
Oh, why not? I thought that's what this was all about.
That is, yeah. So that hasn't worked out well for Nick. I'm not quite. I didn't say that because I had to move something, but don't know what happened there. So what he's going to do is just run this into the red and not give him a shot. So that's a great safety shot.
So he's going to waste his first shot, and he's just got to try and get a nice position on his next ball.
And that's the beauty of the top players is that
Table
they'll,
8,
if they do
Dave
deliberately
Collingridge,
foul,
Paul Clapp. Table 8,
it's
please pick up your
to
slip and
hopefully,
tablet.
to try and ensure that they get back to the table.
Yeah.
Now, Jasely's got a good opportunity to get out here. I think he's got to try and. Oh, I don't think he's set where he wanted to. No.
I'm not sure if that red passes the black, does it?
No, I don't believe so because he was actually looking at it just before. So maybe he's
Maybe it does.
for the snooker.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, so
It's not a
that,
bad shot, actually.
Yeah, so off his first one, off that the pop that he made, his position was terrible, and that's another good shot from Nick. Left him with nothing on, and he's going to have to try and play the snooker again. What would you do here?
Oh, that's put me on the spot, Andy.
Well, come on, you're playing.
No, I
You've
know.
got 30 seconds.
I wouldn't be touching the yellow, I don't think. I'd be maybe forcing the red in the middle down to the other red, but clearly I'm not. I'd have maybe gone the deliberate foul and pushed the middle red up to the rail as well. But the guys play very different to the women. And that's a good shot. Not quite sure if he's got the total.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have the total, and it looks like he's actually going to be able to double that yellow inside the red into the middle, which is. well. Is he bringing this up to the bottom? See, again, he's just played a... He didn't have to do anything terribly hard with it. He's just made sure that Jasely hasn't got a clear pot. Jasely's going to go for this. So I'll give him the black.
Yeah. Good shot.
Even with the double kiss, it's still left him.
Okay, I'm going to throw it back at you now, Andy. What would you do here?
It looks actually like you can get past it. No, Nick, if you can hit this,
there you go.
Oh, okay. You could.
It's hard to see on the screen of exactly what angles
but look,
you've got.
that's the safest option there to play exactly, and not because he played it, but he's still left Jasely some difficult shots. So Jazz has now got to try and play a long shot to try and snook and nick again. And so your element,
singles match, table 3,
your level of
Billy Brown, table 3,
risk
tablet,
is greater.
It's a bit tough.
So Nick's going to take this into the top right, try and hold it, and then run the black
down to this corner.
This corner, yeah. The only problem he's going to have is holding it, because these tables are running pretty quick. So. Yeah, that's a great shot. So he'll just stun this, keep away from the red and roll it down.
Pretty sure he won't have any issues with the red getting in the way.
No. And look, even if he's just going to roll this down nicely, and even if it just sits there,
he's got the pocket.
Which it has, he's got the pocket. So he's backed himself on it, but also knew that he could keep control of it. Now the thing that Jasely's going to do is either snooker it behind. Oh, it's going to be behind the red in the middle anyway. But whether he promotes the other ball up and leaves him right on the rail. No, backing himself. That I'm not quite sure why.
A very aggressive shot.
I don't know whether that was inexperience or frustration. He's only a young lad, so I'd say that it might be a little bit of experience. Have you seen him before?
I've seen him before. I think he was here, maybe, was it last year or the year before?
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen him before, but I don't know how much he plays, to be fair.
Yeah, right. Look, on that last shot, that was the worst shot that he could have played. He had two other options. He had the option of potting the ball that was up the top left.
And snookering behind the middle.
And then playing the other one, but then he was going to leave Nick a one-shot get out of snooker, which Nick would eat 9 times out of 10. So, that wasn't the best that you could do.
So Nick Young's now 2-0 up. It's his break. It looks like he's just made a ball off the break. That'll give him a good start, hopefully.
So he's potted a yellow.
I actually think the reds look a little bit better.
Yeah, look, they do. His only concern is this one down next to the black.
Yep.
But look, Nick will bide his time there, so he's now got control of that corner. He's not going to be able to pot his own red there, so I would say that he's actually going to come down the table after this and then try and extract. Oh no, he's extracted that one red. That's a top shot, that one.
Looks like he's going to take that one now and go for it.
Yeah. Look,
that's his option.
He's in that frame of mind. He's looking 2 or 3 shots ahead.
He's feeling confident.
And you see with the way that he's actually lined up those 2 reds just there, he's given himself 2 options.
Yep.
So if he's underhit it, he's got one. If he overhit, he's got another one as well. So he's now got it in his mind to say, well, if I don't get this right,
I've got the backup plan.
I've got that one as well. And that's the difference between, again, someone like Nick and a few of the other players that are in the room, is that he actually looks at those sorts of things. And he's just tried to extract that red off the yellow and missed it. And both of those reds are on into the middle. The great Justin Sage has just messed up Amy's hair.
Thanks for that, Justin. Karen, if you're still watching, have a word with your son, please.
So Nick's down to his second last red. He'll be taking this into the bottom right. Then he's going to try and extract that other red out. He's not going to do it in half measures. He's actually just... He may even be able to slide that into the other red and promote it towards that pocket. He's not happy about something. He's not confident about something.
Looks like he's going to go and try and cover that pocket.
Yeah, take it off that left knuckle. Oh no, it went straight.
It went. Okay.
Wow.
I didn't think it passed the yellow.
There you go.
Again, the camera angle, it's hard to tell.
Out of the stream tables this morning, this is Nick's probably the one that's the standout at the moment. Just with the way he's approaching it.
There we go, another straight black.
Yeah.
It's 3-0 to Nick. And just on the other side, we've now got a new match happening. It's Tsenguun. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that surname.
Tsenguun Lkhagvajantstan.
Good work.
Anyway.
And he's playing Cale Barrett.
We'll just go Mr. T. What do you reckon?
Mr. T.
Mr. T. Mr. T versus the Cale.
So Mr. T is currently at the table.
The healthy Cale.
He's on the reds and he's looking like he's in a good spot to take this frame.
So your cue of choice?
Oh, the cue that I'm using at the moment I've had since 2011. So that's currently my cue of choice. It's just from a place called Dunn's Cues.
Where are they?
Based in the UK.
Okay.
So I got it before I moved over.
Alright.
I actually had... So the cue that I got in 2011, it's split at my first nationals in Darwin. Under the heat, obviously not... It wasn't used to the heat. So I bought exactly the same cue, had it made to the same specs, and I got that one in 2014.
2-piece or 3/4?
3/4. Yeah. Not a fan of the 2 pieces personally.
Why? Because of the balance?
I think so. Yeah. It's, I've had 2 pieces in the past, and I just feel a lot more comfortable with the 3/4.
Weight?
I think mine's 57.
Sorry? Weight?
I'm just trying to think. I'm not 100% sure. No.
Tip size?
9.5. Between 9 and 9.5. It's not. And yourself?
I've got a 3/4 Riley 9mm tip that I need to do something with at the moment because it's just too hard.
Tip too small for you, or?
No, the tip's just too hard.
Oh, okay.
I don't really tinker around with that sort of stuff. I've just been using the same tip for years, but yeah, it's the same brand that I've been using, but it's it just doesn't hold chalk. I've got the shaper that I use pretty much just as much as chalk, and it doesn't. It scuffs it up a little bit, but that's about it. And that's a great plant up the table. That was huge by Cale. 3/4 plant. Did you see that one?
It was a pretty impressive shot, to be fair.
Yeah.
You don't often see many plants like that.
But no, I got my, actually mine was second hand. I bought it off Nick Robinson in Melbourne. He's got a little pawn shop.
Okay.
And it was just around the corner from where I used to work, and wandered in there one day just to have a bit of a look, and I saw this queue there, and I picked it up, and Nick wasn't in the shop. There was another guy, and I said, "You got any scales?" And he said, "What for?" I said, "Oh, I want to weigh it." And he said, "Yeah, I think it's got some out the back." And I said, "Oh, no, look, don't worry about it." And he said, "No, I'll get them." So he's bought them out, and he said, I reckon they're around about 18.5 ounces. And it was just over 18.
Okay.
And perfect weight. I like it a little bit heavier.
Yeah. I think mine's around about the same.
Yeah.
Mine's more butt heavy. The butt seems to be a lot heavier than the rest of it, but it seems to work for me.
But it actually used to be owned by a local kid out in the eastern suburbs in Melbourne, and who come up the ranks with the Zapier boys and Benny Noonan playing 8-ball, and then he went to play snooker, and I believe he won an under-18 snooker title or something like that. And then he started playing Aussie rules
Okay.
for the local Eastern Rangers, and he a very good, talented footballer, and he ended up blowing his knee out and couldn't play footy again.
Right.
So his interest in sports and playing it just waned. So he he got rid of his cues, and I finished up with one. So
Sad for him. Good for you.
well, yeah, got a couple of little dings in it. I've got to get some steam onto that and get them out of it, because unfortunately one of them is right where I bridge.
Right.
I feel it
You
every
can feel
time.
it. Yep.
And I'm a creature of habit as well. I'll actually have the cue the same position every time.
Yep.
So
I use
feel
I use an ash cue, and I've just got used to which way the grains are going, and I tend to have the grains on the. I know which grains are meant to be on the top as I'm cueing. And
yeah, well, unfortunately mine's a little bit grainy. I had a beard up until a couple of weeks ago, and through the beard, and my cue was actually, the grains were actually catching the whiskers, and it's sort of like. Oh, that's nearly a good shot. He's just missed that centre by very little. I can't say what I was going to say. So.
probably not appropriate for the commentary box. That was a good shot by Cale. Just left himself black to the middle. Probably going to take the first frame.
Yeah, you'd have to think so.
There we go. Oh, where's the white going?
He's all right. Exceptional talent, Cale Barrett. He plays snooker too, doesn't he, Cale?
I'm actually not sure. I don't know too much about his history.
If anyone's got a little bit of history on Cale Barrett, if you want to put it up on the chat, that'd be great. And don't forget that, g'day Woody, Mark Curwood. Hope you caught the Suns match. He was he's been very solid. He was very solid. Got through.
Ah, that was a good yellow. Good yellow by Jasely. He's just doubled it across the table.
Oh, okay.
Sent the other yellow down. It's a bit of a tough pot now. I'm just wondering if he's going to take on the pot or whether he's...
Well, if he does take it on, Jasely, Nick will, and then he misses, Nick will punish him.
Yeah.
So this is where we were watching Nick before. he would possibly kick that yellow out and maybe put the ball
Leave the white on the top rail.
top rail. So then Nick's got
Create a bit of pressure.
That's right. But now what he's done, he's obviously just killed his own. Nick can literally do anything what he wants.
Yep.
Happy birthday, Nick Young. That's another mare that Jasely's just made.
It's a bit of an opportunity for Jasely here.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why Nick wanted to do that much work on the white. If he had to run that through, then he would have had a very good opportunity of getting that left red off the rail and still not giving Jasely a shot. Right, so he's now put the pressure back on Nick. He's got that one bad ball.
He's got one on the rail, yeah.
But I would say that Nick's going to he'll
Bit of a snooker here.
No, well, he's got two options. The way that he's playing, if he keeps playing confidently, he'll actually get around so then he can extract that red off that left rail. Like that. So that was the money shot. That's the way that Nick plays, and
He's still got a little bit of pressure on him.
Pardon?
He's still got a little bit of pressure on him.
Oh, yeah.
With that yellow being over the pocket.
Yeah.
He knows he's got to execute these. That was a good shot.
Yeah. So he'll take this. Then he's got the
Red to the corner.
red into the corner. Oh, come around for the red into the corner, or into the middle. The way these tables are running, and particularly with the finger marks on them, you can't really. Oh, he's just played that sensational.
Perfect.
That is two great extractions that have just made the huge difference for him.
Yeah, that was a great extraction. Just left him perfect on this clearance.
Finish, yeah. and again, Jasely didn't do himself any favours there.
I reckon he'll be a bit disappointed in himself that he had that opportunity.
Oh yeah, and look, hopefully he learns from it. If he doesn't, then he's got a long way to go. And if he walks away and knows exactly where he lost it, that's a good thing. There's a lot of players that can't turn around and admit it. You know.
Yep.
It was it was bad luck. You know, I got this bad kick. But the whole thing is that if you hadn't have been there in the first place, and you had control of where you were going, then you would have been all right. Yep. But they don't realise that.
One of the things I learnt through my time of progressing through pool is you can learn from every single opportunity. You might even have a perfect master break, but there's still something that you could have done better. And listening to the people around you that see it. So obviously you're at the table, you don't necessarily see everything that the pressure gets to you, the moment gets to you. But listening to the people around you, your teammates, they give you the advice and say, well, you could have done this. Taking that advice from those people is just going to make you a better player.
Yeah. So you obviously do a lot of work with Justin on the table?
Not with Justin, no, it's mainly Travis.
Okay.
Travis has been giving me lots of pointers and helping me out. Teaching me a few things.
Yeah, I find that your overall learning is actually gained from a number of people.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if you have one coach only, and there's going to be some different mindsets that they've got that they might not be able to connect with you.
Exactly.
And so then if you actually look at it, it's like everything. It's like going to a restaurant, you try all the different things on the menu as opposed to going in and buying the chicken parma.
That's right, yep.
You don't know what all the others are like. So
I've had many people that have helped me along the way back in the UK and as well as here. I've had some good talks with the likes of Ben Noonan, Jake McCartney. They've given me a few pointers along the way as well, which is really nice to have people from other states also taking the time to have a chat with you and give you some direction. But like I say, yeah, learning from those around you, and like the reason I agreed to do some umpiring through this tournament was I find just by watching Paul, like, sitting here now with us, that was stiff for Jasely. He's just gone in off. Yeah, just doing some umpiring and watching. I learned just by watching some of those players and seeing the different scenarios and thinking, like you put me on the spot before, what would you do? Thinking those sort of situations and seeing what other people do and just seeing if I could execute the same sort of thing.
And it's good because you've got front row seats.
Yeah,
You're actually right there.
Jaden D'Amica, Kane Weekly,
It's one of the best things you can do. So it's not
Please
only
pick
just
up
there to
your
umpire,
slip
but
and tablet
if
from
you
the
can learn
upper
along
desk.
the way and, as you say, get some hints from them without actually doing it.
Exactly.
Or, sort of jacking up on a ball that's, with some left and seeing how it's going to kick off something else and, just all those little things. And you don't necessarily have to use them all the time. You might need it once in a blue moon.
It's just having it in your bank.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
Knowing it's there if you need it.
This sort of sports, you just can't be a one-trick pony.
Definitely not.
So apart from New South Wales, who's got the best-looking shirts this week?
Clearly New South Wales is the top.
I said apart from New South Wales.
So you agree that New South Wales has the best shirts here
Oh,
this
look,
weekend?
I'm a blue guy. I like blue. Blue's my favourite colour, so...
And we do have a nice blue, don't we?
Yeah,
We do have a very nice blue.
Yeah, it's similar to the one that I actually had for our other cloth sports nationals.
I actually
Earlier
quite
in the
like the ACT shirts this year, actually. Got a bit of the flame happening, and I quite like those ones.
No, they got some Aboriginal art in there, have they?
I'm not entirely sure.
They're not, with that band around the middle, they're not terribly flattering for the couple of the good
this is
Jad
true.
bods.
This is true, and yeah. I hate to say it, but the Victorian shirts are quite nice as well this year, with the pattern that's going on them.
Yeah.
They're quite cool. I'm very much a pattern person. I don't like plain.
No, neither do I.
I don't like plain. And then going back to the New South Wales shirts, they've with the
There you go. I don't like plain.
Oh dear Lord, I have the same socks as you.
Do you?
I don't have them on today, but I have those socks.
Did you bring them with you?
I have.
You better
They're
wear
back
them.
in my room.
Wear them tomorrow.
Well, I can't wear them tomorrow because you're wearing yours today, which means unless you're going to wash them overnight.
No, I've got plenty of other socks.
All right.
I've got plenty of other multicoloured socks.
Oh, okay.
That's my
You're a sock person, are you?
that's my trademark. Yeah.
I tend to like multicoloured socks as well. I buy the ones where the money goes to the charity. So 9 times out of 10, the funky socks that I buy, it's because they're raising money for autism or cancer research or something. So that's my bit. I bought the Ronald McDonald red and white stripy. Can't go wrong.
Well, it sort of all started at Albury last year.
Yeah, I noticed.
You noticed my socks
I
there?
noticed your fluorescent socks, yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody did. So.
And that's why it's continued.
And it's I've got a reputation to uphold. So.
Fair enough.
Mr. Conservative on the outside, take the shoes off, and it's wow.
For anybody that's wondering, the socks that Andy is wearing today are watermelon.
Yeah, watermelon.
So the back of them look like watermelon skin, and then it's bright pink with spots on the front. So if you see Andy around the room today, if you're here, ask him just to take a look at his socks, and I'm sure he'll be very happy to show them off. Isn't that right, Mr.
Oh, yes, it is. I will. I'll oblige.
In fact, anybody that's here, I'd love you to all come and see Andy and ask him about his socks, and let's see how many times we can get him to show off his socks throughout the day.
Well, pulling my pants up is probably better than pulling them down.
Yeah, 100%. I'll agree with you on that one. So, Andy, I'm going to have to shoot off soon.
Okay.
I've got to get myself prepped. I've got a match at 11:30, so I want to go and have a bit of chill time and get myself in the zone, watch a bit of pool. Just.
Where are you playing? Do you know?
I honestly don't know yet. I know I'm playing Rhiannon.
Oh yes, Rio.
I'm playing her at
Rio's
11.
On fire.
Sorry, I'm not playing at 11:30. I'm playing at 1. But I'm on a TV table, am I? Oh, okay. So Dan Lynch has just told me that I'm on a TV table.
So you better grease the palm of my hand. So
You better be nice to me on
I'll
the commentary.
I'll commentate.
Okay, so Andy's just agreed to commentate my game.
I'll commentate your game. Yes.
You better be nice to me while I'm
I'm
playing.
always nice. Unless I don't like you, and then you know that I don't like you.
So I'll have to listen to the stream a bit later on just to see what you actually said, yeah?
Yeah, no.
Just find out whether you like me or not.
Look, the whole thing is that every player in this room is a hell of a lot better than what I am. So I'm in no position to start criticising or anything like that.
No, yeah, well, I've got my singles game at 1 o'clock. I'm looking forward to playing. So yeah, I'm going to tap out and enjoy the rest of the commentary.
All right, well, you do that. Thanks for joining me, and good luck for the rest of the week, except
you
for
very
against the Victorians.
Oh, we played them last night. That's finished, that one, for now.
Yeah, but you got to play them again.
Yeah, we got to play them one more time. Anyway,
All
have
right.
fun.
You too. Thank you, and thanks for the drink. And I'll make sure that when I see you without one, I'll get a no sugar for you. There'll be no sugar. All right. Thanks, Amy. Okay, so back to what's on the screens. See, commentary-wise, anyone can do it. Amy was her first stab at it. I've got Lee Raynon here. How are you, Lee? Lee's a bit of a character around the pool world. Under the tutelage of Brett Rogers now, which apparently is... So Nick Young has just made short work of Jasely, and yeah, look, Jazz he'll go away and as I said before, reflect on some opportunities that he had that he didn't take or he missed out on. So there you go. I'm going to have a little bit of a break, so I'll let you watch Cale pretty much clean up here, cueing the ball very, very well. So I'll bid farewell, and I'll probably be back a little bit later. I'll be definitely back for Amy's match, so yep, maybe then. Cheers. Why did you put the donation thing up?
Stiff traffic.
Come on, Willie.
Come on.
Come on, William. Can you, Willie?
Nice out, Cale.
Ready, mate? Come on. on, William. Down wheels, eh? We can't, Fred. Yeah, you've got it. You can tell people that. I'll tell
Good hit, Trav.
You know what's better when the calmness comes out.
You know what's better.
When the calmness
I'm on a leg.
Namelijk al zeggen. Now I'm cheering you. Even better. Shot, Cale.